Francesco Trevisani, April 9, 1656 to July 30, 1746, was an Italian painter, active in the period called either early Rococo or late Baroque, barochetto. Born in Capodistria, Istria, modern Koper now in Slovenia, then part of the Republic of Venice, he was the son of Antonio Trevisani, an architect, by whom he was instructed in the first rudiments of design. He then studied in Venice under Antonio Zanchi. He moved to Rome, where he remained until his death, in 1746. His brother, Angelo Trevisani, remained a prominent painter in Venice. In Rome, he was supported by Cardinal Pietro Ottoboni. He was strongly influenced by Carlo Maratta, as it is manifest in his masterpiece, the frescoes in San Silvestro in Capite, 1695 to 1696. In this commission, he worked alongside Giuseppe Chiari and Ludovico Gimignani. In Rome, he was favored with the patronage of Cardinal Chigi. Chigi employed him in several considerable works, and recommended him to the protection of Pope Clement XI, who not only commissioned him to paint one of the prophets in San Giovanni Laterano, but engaged him to decorate the cupola of the cathedral in Urbino. There he represented, in fresco, allegories of the four quarters of the world, in which he displayed much invention and ingenuity. He was employed by the Duke of Modena, in copying the works of Correggio and Parmigianino, and also painted in Brunswick, Madrid, Munich, Stockholm, and Vienna. He also shows Maratta's influence in the cartoons for Baptismal Chapel in St. Peter's Basilica, in the Oval with Prophet Baroque in San Giovanni in Laterano, and in the Death of St. Joseph and San Ignazio. Trevisani painted scenes from the life of the Blessed Lucy of Narni in the Church of Narni, 1714-15. He also painted the huge canvas for the main altar of the Basilica of the Mafra National Palace in Portugal. He became a member of the Academy of Arcadia in 1712. Among his pupils were Francesco Cavalli of Perugia, Ca Lodovico Mazzanti, and Giovanni Battista Bruglii. Trevisani died in Rome in 1746. Martyrdom of St. Andrew, Sant'Andrea del Frate, Rome. Stigmatum of St. Francis, Santissime Stimat di San Francesco, Rome. Frescoes at Santa Chiara, St. Clare, Chapel, San Silvestro in Capite, Rome. Prophet Baruch, San Giovanni in Laterano, Rome. Altar of the Ecstasy of St. Francis at the Santissime Stimat di San Francesco, Holy Stigmata of St. Francis. Suicide of Lucretia, between 1680 to 1740. Banquet of Cleopatra and Mark Antony, 1702, Palazzo Spada, Rome. Portrait of Cardinal Pietro Ottoboni, Bose Museum, Durham, England. The Raising of Lazarus. St. Mark. St. Matthew. Madonna and Child. Peter baptizing the centurion Cornelius, 1709. Death of Alexander the Great, Musée des Beaux-Arts de Pau, France. Maria Clementina, 1719. Apelles painting Campas, 1720. Apollo and Daphne, mid-18th century. Diana and Endymion. Latona and the Frogs. Works at Palazzo Corsini, Rome. Martyrdom of St. Lawrence. Martyrdom of St. Lucia. Mary Magdalene. Andrea Adami da Bolsa.